Hello, this is Alex at IES, or Cyberschool as you may know. And in this video, I'm going to be going over departments in Cyberschool. And so I'll be talking about how to get departments created and, get them named, how to get them to kind of work for you. And so here I am on this alexdev.cyberschool.com. This is my own personal development site that I'm currently converting into a kind of a help site so that you can come to this site and get all the help you need. So I'll be posting up manuals and videos and so you won't be relying so much on tech support here. So uh, but anyways, I'll just get right into creating departments. But before I get started, um, I kind of just want to talk about what departments are in cyber school. So departments are essentially designated for the different departments around your school. Academics, athletics, sometimes you can have like school departments like English department or math department. Um, that's ideally what they're used for. However, they can be kind of manipulated to work however you'd like, really. And so in this particular video, I'm already here on the site configuration, but I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Department Manager here. And so this Department Manager will allow me to actually manage all the departments created for this particular district site here. So I'll click in Department Manager, and you'll see I already kind of have a couple created here. I have the Admin Office, English Department, Department of Education, Student Services, and IT section. Um, so let's not worry about these too much. Um, I'll go over creating a new category. So I'll just select a new category there and I'll drag that over until I see that faint kind of dash line there. If you get the red cancel sign, it means it's not going to stick. But you want to get that, it looks like two locks and an arrow right below them. So you want to drop it there and just enter a name for the category. Now the name of the category doesn't really matter. All this really does is it kind of defines how it is displayed in the department list module. And so I'll show you what I mean. Let me just enter in a name for this. I'll say um, Parent Teacher Association. Pretty sure that's what PTA stands for. So I'll click OK and save. Now, what I was referring to before, I'll duplicate this. Go to District Departments. Okay, so now you'll see I have uncategorized and Department of Education. I don't see that Parent Teacher Association because I don't have any departments in that category as of yet. But let me go back to the administration panel. So you see I have uncategorized and Department of Education. I also have academics there, but there are no categories or no departments for that one, so it's not appearing in this departments module here. Um, that category name just defines how these are organized, and I can move these three departments out of this uncategorized, and then this uncategorized will disappear. Uncategorized is just the default category that is given to everybody. It's just, departments that exist that are created, but they don't really have a certain category. So it's really simple. You can just take this, say this English Department 1 here, and then drag it right underneath Department of Education. Click Save, and then refresh this page here. And now that English department appears underneath Department of Education. So that's kind of how we can configure our departments module to look a little nicer. But I'm going to take this new department here and drag this right on top of Parent Teacher Association. So I see that green plus sign. I'll drop it there and I'll call this PTA. So whenever you create a new department, all you really need to worry about is giving this department a title. Don't worry about these periods or this miscellaneous or anything in this editor here. We're just going to click Publish Now after giving a title. So if you're dragging this over and it keeps jumping back for whatever reason, like just dragging that over, or let's go ahead and delete that. Let's try that again. See if I can get an error here. Mm, can't seem to get an error. All right, one more time. 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 Okay, that's fine. But if you're dragging it over and it keeps like just sending it back and sending it back, it just means you're not placing it in the right place. And so you really want to be sure that when you create a new department, either place it on top of the category you want to place it under, or right below or in between where you would like to place it. So you see that faint blue dashed line there. So that blue dashed line means you're exactly where you need to be. So I'll click Save. And it's really that simple to create a department. So the department's already created. I'll go to the department module and refresh. And here's that parent-teacher association and the PTA department there. Let me click over to that. And this is what a department looks like. You get this welcome text box with welcome to your new department, uh, a calendar widget by default, and a news widget by default as well. So that's one way to get a department created. You can also hover over your name. Mine says Hello Alex Avila. Click Add Department, and it'll open up the department wizard. This is just a faster way to kind of create a department for you. So click Next, choose a category here. So we'll say academics here, and just give this a name. We'll just say Math Department for academics. So you'll want to actually create the categories first. I don't think there's a way to create a category straight from this department wizard. Next, it says choose a portal layout. That just means every department homepage is a portal, like your school page. The homepage on the school is a portal as well, and we can see that from this turquoise section that we have for this homepage. So by choose a portal layout, it just means how do you want this configured, this turquoise section. It just means, do we want a single panel, which is just one clear square that we can work with, two columns, a T-split. This one here, I believe, is split C. It might be split A, but I'll just say single panel. Click Next. And then here we can choose what type of modules we would like to have on the front page of the department. You'll see this one has calendar, news, and this text box here. I think by default it'll already have these, but this is just to check off if we want additional ones, say social networks for the department or the video module. But I won't check any of those off. I'll just click next and finish. Okay, now it takes me directly to that math department, and it doesn't look like we had those default ones, but that's perfectly fine. We do have the single panel, but we can change that by clicking edit layout. Okay, so that's how the department wizard works. I'm actually going to go back to I'm going to assume it's 37-PTA. Okay, so back in the PTA department, we can go ahead and reorder these if we'd like. It doesn't really matter for the sake of this training video. So in this department, yeah, you're free to configure this homepage however you'd like. But departments in Cyberschool act like their own little mini sites within your site. By which I mean we have a config or config members and menus, and this whole this this is PTA department. We should be seeing like department administration. Yes, it's currently it has a white text to it. Let me see if I can get that different. Mm, okay, there it is. Okay, so I gave it a black text just by changing the text color in inspect. But essentially, you'll have this the name of the department and then department administration. And as an admin, you'll be seeing this as well. Um, Essentially, this little configuration here is the site config for this department essentially. So we can click config and reopen that editor. Here we can decide, how we'd like to have this place. If we want to change the title or this editor here, let me just add some. This is a header, and then I'll change that to heading 1. Click publish. So now we have this. This is a header placed where we place that content in the editor there in the config. And so whatever you decide to place in that editor will be placed as kind of like the prefix of the department. So I've seen it a lot where some clients will take image or take pictures of the department building itself and place that in here. You can place other things in here like who's currently assigned to this department. But that's pretty much all the config is used for. You probably, configure it once or twice and then never touch it again. That's perfectly fine as well. Next, we have this members portion. And over in members, this is like the groups and users of this department. And so as an administrator for your entire site, say this district, for example, you can create a department, say this PTA, and then you can go into this members function or this members module here. And what we're going to do here is I'll just click add and let's add the department staff group. And so now we created this group for everyone who is basically in charge of this department. Over on the right hand side is all the current users, currently just myself. But what we can do here is we can edit this group and give this group certain permissions as well. So this is extremely useful for when you have some users on the actual site who don't have any permissions, but you can assign them to this department staff group, say Alex Avila, for example. I can assign him to that department staff group, and now he'll have full permissions for this department alone. Let me show you what I mean just really quickly. I'll exit out of that. Let me just create a brand new user really quickly. I'll just call him, oops, I'll just call him test user test test 123 test at iescentral.com. That's perfectly fine. And click save. So what's important to note is that all I've done was create the user. He's not assigned as an administrator, so he will not have any permissions. And let me show you what I mean. Log in as test user. No permissions. He can't edit anything. He can only really just see the content and translate the content as well. So I'll log back to Alex. So what I'm going to do here is go into members, underneath department staff. I'm going to take that test user and assign him to that department staff. And again, the department staff has full permissions. They can edit everything about this department. So now I'll switch over to test. And now he can edit stuff. I'm logged in as test user, and he can access the config, access the members, access the menus. He can add widgets just for this department alone. If I click home, nothing. He can't edit anything. He can only view the content. But now I'll head back to district/departments. Still nothing. Go into PTA, and now he can edit stuff. So that's just another way you can kind of assign permissions in Cyberschool. Um, Back to Alex Avila. So this test user doesn't have any permissions for anywhere else but this department. Okay, so last part of this menus. And in this menus, what we're going to do here, this will populate for me. Let me see. This menus is essentially the navigation editor for this department alone. So you see we have PTA block, and that's this PTA here, and department home, which is this department home link. And I'm just going to edit that and just call that home instead, rather. So this is the navigation editor for this particular, why is it not appearing? The navigation editor for this department. So you're free to actually create as many navigational blocks as you like, and they just stack down here. And then you can add new pages, new portals, new links. Underneath modules, we should be having more of those. That. Open up site config. It's because I turned off those modules. Okay, let's give that a shot. Let's see, blog. events, news. All right. Okay, there we go. So this is what I was looking for before. So in this menus here, we can add the calendar. I'll just drag that over and the news as well. And then we also have this members here. So let me just click save and get that error, but that's fine. So this calendar here is only for the PTA department. So let me add a calendar widget. So here's that calendar widget. And then I'll add, let's say, September 11th. I'll just say test event, publish that. And then over in the this PTA, there's that one there. And that's only for the district again. So completely independent of, or only for the department, completely independent of the district. The same is true for news as well. This news module here is only for this department. And then the members list is actually where all the members are stored. Let's see. Test user is still there. So let's refresh. He should be seen in there. If not, it's probably because I marked him as invisible. All right, there's that test user appearing. So this members module is essentially your staff module for this department only. This is where your users can see all of the people assigned to this department here. And you're free to configure this any way you'd like. Say a picture view or list view, or just list them, or list view with bio. It tells you uh, just about who they are, their email address that is associated with their profile, etc. Okay, so this is essentially how departments work. Um, I believe that's everything I wanted to go over. Yes. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And yeah, have a great day.